I spotted them first through the kitchen window. Her laughter rang out as if I were already a ghost. His palm rested possessively on the curve of her waist, fingers pressing just enough to claim territory. I didn't move. No surge of rage, no stab of disbelief, just the dull click of recognition, like a puzzle piece sliding into place that I'd pretended wasn't missing. I didn't scream. I didn't charge up the stairs. I simply drew the blinds, turned the key in the rooftop door with a soft, final snick, and walked away. We had been flawless once. I still recall the way she'd lean her forehead against mine in the half-light of morning, murmuring vows that felt carved in stone. Our tiny apartment smelled of coffee and soil from the balcony herbs. Sundays stretched like pulled taffy, sweet and endless. I trusted her completely, and that trust grew its own blindfold. The fractures arrived disguised as nothing. A phone screen flicked face down too quickly. Calls she took on the balcony, voice low, laughter brighter than it ever was with me. Messages that lit her face at 2 a.m. while I lay awake beside her. I saw every sign and renamed them coincidence, exhaustion, imagination. Anything but truth. Until the rooftop. There they were, framed by late afternoon gold, her head thrown back in delight, his mouth grazing the shell of her ear. Clarity arrived without sound, colder than any shout. I didn't need her excuses. I needed distance. I flipped the building's main breaker, goodbye lights, goodbye elevator, goodbye easy escape, then packed a single bag and drove west until the road ended at the sea. For 7 days the ocean was my only companion, relentless and honest. I thought in straight lines. Emotion was noise, precision was power. Lawyers were contacted, accounts were separated, assets shielded. Mutual friends, without realizing it, became my quiet informants. I gathered proof the way a miser collects coins. Every late-night text screenshot, every restaurant receipt for two, every whispered confirmation from someone who didn't want to get involved. I came back on a Tuesday, calm as winter air. She mistook my silence for surrender. I let the mistake flourish. Then the slow tightening began. A routine bank audit here. A credit card statement casually left on the counter there. A neighbor mentioning they'd seen her car parked overnight somewhere it shouldn't be. Private plans leaked into group chats. Secrets, once cocooned, were suddenly naked in daylight. I watched the color drain from her lies the way ink bleeds from wet paper. When I finally spoke, my voice was level, almost kind. "You really thought I'd stay blind forever?" She opened her mouth, closed it. Nothing came out. The folder in my hand was thin but heavier than any weapon. Her empire of deception didn't explode, it imploded. Friends stopped answering her calls. He vanished the moment consequences looked real. Neighbors' smiles turned thin and polite. She unraveled in perfect silence, the way frost claims a window pane, inch by inch, inevitable. I left the apartment for the last time as dusk settled. The breeze off the balcony carried no scent of herbs anymore, only cool emptiness. I didn't look back. Betrayal is a weight that crushes. Revenge, served cold and meticulous, lifts you above the wreckage. I never raised my voice. I never lifted a hand. I simply removed my blindness, waited, and let gravity do the rest. Now, when the wind moves across that empty balcony, I don't feel loss. I feel the quiet, immaculate balance of someone who fell no further, because I chose exactly where to stand.